Good morning, Rockford. I'm Ellie Sikorsky, a peer listener here at the Rockford High School.
And I'm Rhea Joseph, also a peer listener. And as some of you may know, September is National Suicide Prevention Month. And on this week's news, we would like to dedicate a whole episode about mental health in our community and our school.
Did you know that September 10th is World Suicide Prevention Day?
I did. And this year, the Be Nice organization put on their annual Stomp Out the Stigma Walk. Only this year, it was done virtually.
Macy Dion was able to sit down with the executive director and founder of Be Nice, Christy Buck, and learn more about this great foundation.
We said, let's just do it in September. And so with the day we picked is World Suicide Prevention Day.
The walk got started 18 years ago, but this year it looks a little different.
What we did today is have a drive-by kickoff.
Drivers go through wearing their masks, honking their horns in support, and dropping off donations.
The whole idea behind the foundation was to increase awareness and decrease stigma.
The Be Nice Foundation has helped get people to talk about mental health instead of not reaching out and asking for help.
We want people to join us who really have an understanding and want to be part of spreading awareness.
Walkers did so virtually from September 10th to the 18th.
The walk is also taken on another turn, and that is
Walking in memory for those who have lost loved ones to suicide.
We're here in Chicago, walking for Bennett.
we have a memorial lane, and that is where there are photographs spread out of people who have lost their life to suicide, who have died by an illness called depression.
Honoring them was one of the main goals of the walk.
Their lives matter to those who did lose them, and we want to recognize them.
In the end, the reason for this walk is to
Talk more openly about mental health disorders, like we do other illnesses.
This has been Macy Dion with Beyond the Rock, signing off.
I'm so glad that we have an organization in West Michigan that devotes so much time and effort towards mental health and helping others.
Breaking the stigma around mental health is definitely important, especially early on.
Here at Rockford, we have peer listeners, and we are students committed to spreading awareness and listening to others about their own mental health.
A Beyond the Rock crew has more insight on the student leaders and their program.
Mental health is something we all have and need to take care of,
Especially being in high school and having a lot of stress in your life.
as well as anxiety and your overall well-being are things your counselor wants you to talk about with them, but sometimes,
You just don't think it's comfortable talking to an adult, so your peers are right here alongside you.
specifically being the peer listeners,
As peer listeners, our main goal is just to be mental health outreach.
a group of leaders that advocate for mental health and listen to students.
We just want students to be able to just feel comfortable talking about it. We want to make it normal because it is normal.
When wanting to talk to a peer listener, you're usually able to.
You can come down to the counseling office and ask for a peer listener.
But right now, because of the virus, they are still.
Working on how we can do that safely.
However, the peer listeners are still advocating for mental health through social media and spreading.
Little things around school, like right now we're working on some posters on what we can get to spread, like what we are and what we do, and even just like a little like mental health, like pick me up quote.
The peer listeners are here for you distantly whenever you need them.
We have our jackets, so you can see some peer listeners walking around with jackets and be like, oh, they're a peer listener. I can talk to them.
They want you to listen and know that.
Take time for yourself. Don't forget about you, because you matter.
This has been Hannah Butzer with Beyond the Rock, signing off.
Being a part of peer listeners has made me more open to understanding of what others are going through.
I couldn't agree more. Someone else in the counseling office who communicates with others is mental health liaison, Mr. Jenga.
Lauren Lewis has more details on what Mr. Jenga does for the students here at Rockford.
There are many staff members here at Rockford that help bring up conversations and break that stigma around mental health. Mr. Jenga, a mental health liaison, is one of those staff members.
Every day is different. I prioritize based on need or acuity. So given the need K-12 in our district, if there's a student at risk, I prioritize them.
Mr. Jenga also spends time working with administrators and other staff members in the counseling office about getting the word out around mental health.
Constantly doing things district-wide, like doing mental health weeks or doing awareness stuff, or we're doing walks. We're doing a lot of great things to reduce stigma and let everybody know that mental health is very normal. We all have a certain level of need.
Here at the high school, there are many resources that students are able to access and get involved with regarding mental health.
It's just having resources in the building. So peer listeners is another one. Helps to let students know that it's okay to talk to somebody. When students feel ashamed or they feel embarrassed that they have something going on, that's when that stigma heightens.
Mr. Jenga has found a passion in helping and supporting everyone he can.
I always felt like I wanted to give back, and then seeing that there was a huge need just in general for people to support students, support families, and to be genuine with care. And it's just something I really love to do. I love to be part of student story and help families.
And something Mr. Jenga would like every student to know.
Here at the high school, they'll get a hold of me or even come to me or go to their administrators. If there's any issues, please let us know how we can help. It's completely private.
This has been Lauren Lewis with Beyond the Rock, signing off.
Having staff members, much like Mr. Jenga, who are dedicated to improving how students feel on a day-to-day basis is so important to have in our school.
Becoming a support system and reassuring others is just one of the many reasons I became a part of the peer listening program.
That's also one of the reasons I joined as well. Now it's time for some last-minute announcements.
Good luck to the football team as they head to Caledonia tonight.
Good luck to all the athletes competing this Saturday, including girls volleyball, boys tennis, and boys soccer.
Next week at the community cabin located in downtown Rockford, there will be a blood drive, Tuesday from 2 to 7 p.m. and Wednesday from 12 to 7 p.m.
Interested in women's awareness and empowerment? Next Monday, September 28th, right after school, WAY will be holding their first meeting of the new year. They plan to meet outside the cafeteria.
That's all we have for this week's mental health edition of Beyond the Rock School News. Once again, I'm Rhea Joseph.
And I'm Ellie Sikorsky. Always remember that there are not only resources available here at the high school, but all around you regarding your mental health, remembering that you are never alone.
Be sure to have a great week in Rockford and take time for yourself.
You are needed and are never alone. Reach out to the National Suicide Helpline, 1-800-273-TALK, if you or someone you know is struggling with suicidal thoughts.